we go.
There we go. Hey!
Welcome to episode 4
of KnittinJenna and the Crazy Cat Lady. I can't believe it. 4.
We've done so good. We almost know what we're doing.
Almost. Maybe by the next episode.
No, after 5, we'll be professionals.
Good.
That's what we said.
That's our goal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my camera's right here. I'm going to look at the camera. My friend told me I need to look at the camera so I can speak to the people.
We're working on it. Episode 5, we'll have it together.
I'm looking at our notes. Ooh, you have a lot of notes.
Girl, okay, because I wanted to talk about some favorite things. Or should we talk about whips first? Or what we're wearing?
No. Yeah, talk about what we're wearing and then the Fiber Festival.
Oh, yeah,
we're not going to have Miss Swan mad at us.
So I am wearing the Marigold Slouch hat. It's a cable hat. I knitted out of Berroco vintage. Probably like a while ago.
Nice.
I like it. It's a worsted weight. The cable pattern's pretty cool. Because it really does look like a marigold.
Oh, that's nice.
This is something that could be improved upon. But it's
a design element.
Yeah, it's an old finished object.
You know, I can always make you one of those big old fluffy pom-poms to go right in that spot.
You could. I think now when I finish hats, I run it through twice and pull it tight.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, I wasn't doing that. I was just doing it once.
I do it like twice because I'm scared it'll break.
Yeah.
In the future, and my stitches will come off. It's
really nice here. So I just have the hat on because I had a baseball hat on earlier, and
yeah, it's supposed to be like 80 something, but it was raining. So
yeah, it definitely cooled
and it's gonna
off.
rain again.
Yeah. And then I'm on an overall journey, because I'm not really into pants right now. Like, pants are hard for being pregnant.
What week are you at?
I'm at 29 weeks.
Hey.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah, we've got tentatively 11 weeks till like the end, but probably close to 9 weeks till delivery. So I bought these really great overalls off Duluth Trading.
Oh, yes.
Because they make a long.
For nice tall ladies.
Yes. So I like them. They're really lightweight. I wanted some that like the snapping kind.
I like that color gray. That gray is nice.
It's a nice gray, and it has a lot of pockets. Did you know, like, a lot of pregnancy pants and like don't have pockets? Like, women's pants don't really have pockets in general,
See, no, that's annoying.
Yeah, but these have pockets.
I like that gray, and it's strange when you're a knitter. You look at things and go, "Oh, I like that color. That'd be a nice hat."
Yeah. Like, oh, because I bought them other ones. I mentioned them off Amazon the other day, and they did a little shrinking. But now that it's getting warmer, it looks intentional.
Right. See, they're capri pants.
They are capris now. So yeah. So that's my no pants journey for right now.
I understand. I only have on jeans today because I'm going to dinner. But when you're at home, when you work from home, and I do have to dress for a meeting, which means I put on a shirt. But I basically am in yoga pants. And then when I need to go somewhere, I'm like, I gotta put on clothes? I don't want to. So then I just go to midnight in the yoga pants. Sorry.
See, that's all right. Real pants are overrated. Maybe that's what the name of this episode should be, is like,
pants are overrated.
Pants are overrated.
So, and again, I want to point out, if I say the shop, I mean Yarn.com, owner Heather Swan. I just call it the shop because it is my local yarn store. But what I really mean is Yarn.com.
Look at you.
This is my little book for the year. And with that being said, Heather also puts on the Midwest Fiber Festival. This will be like our very last podcast before the festival. And the festival's going to be open. The open marketplace is going to be open Saturday, April 29th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, April 30th from 11 to 4. Now, last year, they had a food truck. They had some music on the parking lot. It's going to be at the St. Louis Community College, the Meremac campus. So if you're in the Midwest, come on over to St. Louis Community College in Kirkwood, Meremac campus on April 29th and April 30th, and there will be vendors in the marketplace. It was really wonderful last year.
The nice thing is that the marketplace is free. Like, you don't have to pay to get into the marketplace. I think the Yarn Adventure truck is supposed to be here.
Oh, okay.
And I think there are still openings for classes. So if you go to MidwestFiberFest.com, because they've been posting a lot on Instagram about the instructors and stuff and like things that are going on. So I would check that out if you're still interested in taking a class. You know, just see what they still have to offer.
And then coming up, you got a little ways for that one, is Fiber U Fiber Arts. And that is in Lebanon, Missouri at the Cowan Civic Center. And that is over the weekend of July 8th, 9th?
Yeah.
Yep. The weekend of July 8th and 9th, 2023. And it's called Fiber U. And you can get more about that at www.fiberu.com.
Yeah, it looks like there's classes and I don't know. I've never been to that one.
I haven't either, but they have a lot of things listed here.
Yeah.
They have all types of fiber arts. Whatever type of fiber artist you are, they have something for you. So, I don't know. I may be able to, I don't know.
Fun. I'll have a new baby, so I don't know what my life will look like.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that might be a fun day
I might
trip.
be able to sweet talk your mama into going with me.
Well, I can just take the baby.
You can take the baby over to her house. Drop the babies off over her house.
No, we have to see
You
if
can
my
bring them with
husband's
us.
working.
You can bring babies don't bother me.
Okay, they might make an appearance. Anyway,
babies don't bother me. You just put it on Disney music and you just,
well, we're
hop
still
on
into
down.
Christmas music right now.
Right.
It's April.
So
we get requests for I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
There you go.
And that's what we play.
Oh, that is so funny. There you go. So, Lolo did it. It has a yarn, I think, called Hippo for Christmas.
Yep. Hey, I'm going to write that down. I might need to get that.
Lolo did it. Has a hippo for Christmas yarn. Okay, so I went crazy last week.
Why?
Because it was my birthday.
Yay! It was her birthday. It was
I
was
had
so fun.
much fun.
It was so fun.
I have the best yarny friends in the world. But I want you to know that I got birthday cards galore. Look, I brought this one because I really wanted everybody to see this one, because this birthday card, everybody has a hat.
Yes.
Is that too much fun or what?
You have to show Molly after her snooze.
Oh, yes, that is so much fun. And thanks to all of my great friends, I got so many prizes and surprises. And I got wedding cake, which is my favorite, for my birthday. And I just had a great birthday.
Well, she took the whole week off. Like, let her preface it with that.
No, but the great part was when I got to hang out with all my yarny friends at YarnCom, and I got just a plethora of great gifts and cards, and I keep running around telling her, I'm gift card rich. I'm gift card rich.
Like, what are you going to do with these gift cards, you goose?
I like just being gift card rich.
It is fun. It is fun. That's for sure.
So that was a lot of fun.
Okay, so should we should talk about what we're knitting? Whips.
Okay, after we talk, let's talk about my birthday. Because
Okay,
I did buy myself something for my birthday. It took
Okay, so
forever
we're
to get
gonna
here.
insert acquisitions here.
Oh, this is birthday, just birthday. I bought myself a Harris Tweed bag. Oh,
It's on the front, right?
I'm like, there it is. Antler and Acorn. It's a bag made out of Harris Tweed. They're out of the UK. And let me tell you, it took a long time to get here. Customs, I tell you. But it is just, I just love it. I'm on this loving pink thing. So that's what I bought myself for my birthday. Now I'm done with birthday.
Are you though?
I'm done. But this, oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, remember the yarn she showed you all wrapped up, all nice and neat?
I forgot.
That she was like, oh, I got this for my birthday,
Here it
blah, blah, blah.
is.
Here it is.
And I got all my yarny friends a skein too. It is mustache yarn. And what is the colorway? It's the Perfect Match sock set. And it is Eeyore's Rainbow. It's a gray rainbow. It's going to knit up with gray stripes, perfectly matched. So I thought it would be cool for my yarny friends to have a skein too, and for us to see what we come up with in terms of, do we do a hat with it? Do we do socks? What color do we do our heels, toes, and cuffs? I just thought that'd be fun. I'm excited about that. So that'll be an ongoing, and maybe we can get our friends to come and join us and show their socks or whatever as they knit.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking you'll do with yours?
I think it'll be socks. Okay. We'll talk about plans at the end, and we'll show off what we're thinking. See, I put a note in plans.
Plans. Okay.
I'll put those on there. B-Day socks.
So now we'll go back to her outline.
Well, okay, should we do this right now, or should we do this? Do you have some favorites?
Let's do this and then do that. Okay. So we'll do what?
Whips. Okay. So Korey also made us progress keepers. So because now we're real podcasters, and one of the reasons that it was so funny. I was talking about this with my husband. One of the reasons I really wanted to do a podcast is because I like spending time with my friend. I like talking about knitting and sharing my knitting, and it's strangely a good way to be accountable to your own projects.
It really is.
Because I get super cast-on-itis. I'm like, oh, I just want to start everything. And then things will languish for months, years. And we don't have time for that.
Yeah. You know, I frog it before I let it languish too long because it makes me nervous.
I know.
If I frog it, then it's not a languishing project. It's just yarn that goes back into the stash. Okay, I'm having a hot flash, so ignore me. I'm just going to fan with one of these birthday cards.
So Korey made some progress keepers. So this one's a really cute. It's a little
good one.
Smiley face, a yellow smiley face. These are the bath time socks. I have actually not given as many baths in the last 2 weeks as I thought I had. So there hadn't been a whole lot of progress on these. So I'm knitting on these right now. It is out of that opal yarn, color 3201A, conservation week.
But you know what? I would have never bought that yarn in the skein.
Oh,
I would have never bought that. That is just... That does not look good to me.
Party.
But look at it.
The stripes are really
it's
fun.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just always amazed at how I would not have been attracted to that.
Well, I think when I bought it, the idea of self-striping yarn was really novel to me. And I could only find the commercial stuff local to me. I didn't know about Mustache or Turtle Pearl or some of the other people who do it now. These are living on my signature needles that were a gift. And now let me tell you, these needles are a specialty fun item. I have exactly this one pair of them. I do not have a set. I don't have a 0 to 8, $650 investment set. Okay. Normally I knit on my Chalgu red lace or anything. If I have a lot of just needles. I don't have an interchangeable. I have an interchangeable set that I don't really use. Anyway,
you really don't, do you?
No, I bought it from, it's the Knit Picks Harmony Wood ones I bought back in the very beginning of my knitting journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I knit a lot of things that tend to be on the same size. I have 2 pairs of socks going on size 1. So if I had interchangeables in that size, I would only be able to knit 1 pair of socks. Poor me. Or my sweater's on an 8, the baby blanket's on an 8, my brioche cowl is also on an 8. So I'd need multiple tips So I just went ahead and started buying like single things, and that served me it serves me well. Like I like the idea of having the Chalgu, like she has the Chalgu interchangeables. I love them. And they're beautiful. And I think if I was more of a monogamous knitter, it would.
I'm pretty monogamous, but I do buy extra tips.
Yeah.
I just, as a matter of fact, I frogged.
You did?
I frogged her.
I know. Well, we had a discussion about that.
But, and I was like, oh.
Here they are.
And then I was like, oh my gosh, I have a lot of these tips when I put them back in there.
Well.
So you're right. You do tend to knit on the same size. Because when I put them all back, I was like, I have like 3 sets of tips. And then size.
So no, I do not have 1,000 pairs of these. I have exactly one. They were a gift. I don't know, whenever we first started hanging out, like 2014. Because when I moved here, the first thing I did was find people to knit with. And Korey was one of the first people I met.
Everybody was talking about them, and I don't do
She
that.
Doesn't do double
so
points.
I was like, I need to get these for KnittinJenna so she can tell me if they're really all that.
Yeah. Well, like the other day, I was curious. I'm like, I wonder, what these cost now. Like I said, the 0 to 8 set of double points costs like $650.
Really?
One set of like 5, $67. I know you did not spend $67 on these almost 10 years ago. So I'm going to tell you that these were like, I don't know, $35, $40. I know they weren't cheap, but I don't think they were.
I don't know, but you would be worth it anyway.
Oh, you're so sweet. But like as a caveat, like.
So we just don't want you to think that we're that bougie. We might be bougie yarn people. We're not bougie needle people.
I know they're not they're a luxury knitting item.
Okay, we'll say that, right?
A luxury knitting item.
Okay.
And
we don't want you to feel like you need to knit with that. It's kind of like the Atente bags. They're like, that's a luxury.
Yes.
You can put your knitting in a plastic bag. I have an IKEA bag.
I was going to say, I don't know
sometimes.
how long I lived with a lot of knitting in Ziploc bags because I was nervous about losing things, and like I had cats.
Spillage.
And it helped keep the cats out of them, actually, a lot. And like, I didn't know about project bags either for a while. Like, I feel like as you get into knitting, you learn more about things, and then like you're somewhere and someone's like, have you seen this project bag?
And then you look up
and you're like,
you have a million of them.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I'm a project bag collector now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is a bird legs bag. This says birdlegbags.etsy.com. Like I said last time, this came in a Halloween kit I got from the Simply Socks yarn company. Their post yarn, they did like a fun something, like a kit, like 2015, something like that. So I don't even know if it still exists, but I love this bag.
It's cute.
It's just fun.
With the little ghost.
Yeah. Okay. What else you got?
I don't have it. What do you have? You have all the whips.
I know.
I have one whip. You know how I am.
Okay.
I'll do my one and then you can keep going. I have a pair of socks for my sister's best friend. I did them a little bit longer because my sister always likes her leg longer.
Why are you knitting these for her best friend?
Because my sister asked me to.
Because why?
I don't know.
Didn't someone try to leave with a pair of
socks? She tried to steal them. She tried to steal my sister's socks. Yeah. My sister's really, really good. She hand washes and she had them all out all over in her bathroom. And I think her friend went in to use the bathroom and she was like, well, what are these? And she says, my sister knit these socks. And she's like, oh, these are nice. And she said she went, she looked, she was like, Joyce, where's my socks? I'm missing a pair of socks. She had put them in her jacket and she was going to leave with them. She's like, surely you don't need all of these. And she's like, yes, I do.
She's like, this sock washing day, right?
Right. So I thought that was pretty funny. And I am trying to knit through my stash. So this is called Brothers in Blue and it's Twisted Isle Fiber Studio. I am confident that I purchased this probably at the Dallas
DFW.
Fort Worth,
Yeah.
because it says this is from Longview, Texas.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm pretty sure, but it's twistedowlfiberstudio.com, and it is a 80/20. It is merino wool and nylon, and that is for the body of the sock. And once again, I learned how to knit a sock from the crazy sock lady, Kay. So I basically now do her pattern. I do mine in tandem on 2 circular needles. And for this one, I did a 3x1 rib. Well, I did a 2x2 cuff for 25 rows, and then a 3x1 rib for 75 rows to the start of the heel. I did a eye partridge slip stitch heel, and I did that with, this is a little sturdier yarn. It's Brown Sheep Company Wildfoot in black. And I am at the decreases for the gusset. So this is my only whip. I'm not sure I had started it yet.
No, she hadn't. She's going to show off some things soon. But she's got them. Did you show them at the same time, both of them?
Yes.
They're like little twins. Look how cute.
So I did them at the same time. And
Look at her progress.
I did have a little progress.
Look, she's like, oh, let me just.
Little pink.
When did you put that on there?
I had put that on there when I had finished the cuff and was starting the leg. I put it on there to mark where I started the leg. And then, you know, my lovely little bread ties.
We're going to talk about that.
But I do them, I kind of do them in tandem. So I'm doing both of my gusset decreases right now. And I don't know when I'll have them finished, but I think I started them.
Not long ago.
It says I started them on April 9th.
You know, today is April 15th. Just want to put that out.
Okay, so I started them on April 9th, so I'm making good progress.
Good progress. Yeah.
I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to knit through the stash. And this
know.
is the 2nd year. Because, you know, I did all that knitting only to get about halfway through.
Well, you got a little, it's fine. All right, so here's my Mistletoe Kisses socks, the turtle pearl yarn. See, this is where I was at.
I love her.
My little sheepy progress keeper. And then put that on there, and I was like, well, sister, we got to get going because we're going to record a podcast.
I love her.
So it's funny you said that. I don't know how many rows I did up here. I think I waited till the color change, and then I started the stockinette body. But on those bath time ones, I think I did 20 rows. I don't know.
I do whatever. Sometimes I'm like, I'm tired of knitting. Where am I at? I'm at row 21. Okay, I'll do 4 more rows.
So these guys are coming along. I do them 2 at a time. They're on US size 1s.
Oh yeah, I forgot mine are size 1s.
Yeah, 2.25 millimeters. See the Chalgu red lace. I like those. It's because I like the cable. I like that the cable doesn't have
It doesn't
memory.
kink,
Yeah. That's the thing. Because I started off, I used to knit a lot of things on Addie's. And I liked them. I liked the way the tips were, but I didn't love the cable.
Did you have to put it in hot water? Sometimes people put them in hot water.
I don't have that kind of patience.
Okay.
So no, I did not. And next I have my brioche cowl for Molly. See, there's my progress keeper. This one got some serious love. You just think it did, but it's on size 8s. Those are size 1.
Your cowl is really coming out.
But I really love it. Like, I love the green side. I love this side.
That is so cool.
I love it. I think she's going to really like it. So it has the happy face progress keeper. But this, I like it because you just get going. You're like, and then whenever you start to like kind of get annoyed at like the slipping and the yarn over, it's time to change colors. So then it gets a little fun again. And then when you're getting annoyed, you switch again.
Oh, that feels good.
And it's super
what is that? Is
squishy.
That Malabrigo?
It's Malabrigo Rios in the green apple colorway and the hollyhock colorway.
Do you know I like that green apple? Oh, yeah, I have a hat out of that.
I think, because I had bought a bunch of this when Notorious was closing.
I think you gave me some.
I did. I think I only kept one ball because I was going to use it for a blanket for Molly. Well, when I had my baby, when I had her, like, she was early, so it was, you know, a surprise. Like, I knew I was having a baby.
She just came early.
Yeah, she was
popped out, surprise.
She was not interested in hanging out, you know, the whole 40 weeks. So, interestingly enough, I was knitting a baby blanket for my sister-in-law at the time. I mean, she's still my sister-in-law, but she was also pregnant. And so she didn't know what she was having either. So I knit this really cool wedge blanket out of those colors. Like, it was like a kind of a neutral rainbow with grays. So I was working on that when I was in the hospital. Or maybe I had finished that and I was working on a little baby vertebrae, like out of that orange, that Malabrigo orange, because she was due in October right around Halloween. And I was like, how darling would it be if I knit him a pumpkin hat? And I knit a little...
You did do a
I did. I knit a little pumpkin hat and I knit a little baby vertebrae. And then I found this really cute little onesie that said Little Pumpkin on it. And that's what I gave her. So I was finishing that in the hospital when I had my baby. And she had just had her baby like 9 days before. So long story short, I had these elaborate plans to knit my baby a blanket, like a rainbow blanket. But then I had her and I didn't. But like literally I probably have 8 or 9 handmade blankets from people for her. Like Korey knit this massive,
let me just say,
twin size bed.
You must understand, she's knit for every single person in the world. I was like, every baby in the world has a knit item from you. And so I was like, when you were having your baby, I was like, I know you're just gonna get tons of stuff.
Which cracked me up because I was like, I must knit my baby a blanket. And that's like the one thing I haven't knit her. Like I've knit her sweaters, I've knit her hats. I know, it's so cute. We're gonna show that too. So I have abandoned the idea that I'm gonna knit her a blanket at this time in my life. But I'm still knitting her like tons of stuff. Eventually I'll knit her one.
And I mean, she's got blankets. She's got quilts from grandma.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. See, she's got I have several friends who've knit for her. Korey knit for her. I was teaching at the time that I had her. I had several parents crochet me these beautiful blankets. So it's not that she has gone without a handmade, well-loved.
Right.
Don't worry. She has been knit. She's knit worthy. She's been knit for, but her blanket yarn has become a couple of sweaters. It's going to become some brioche. I've got more in here that will be a sweater for me.
Yeah.
But I bought all that green apple for the blanket. And then I was like, I'm not making that blanket. I'm just going to keep one. Here, Korey, you want some yarn? And I have it in a Whimsy Stitches bag that my mom got me. Whimsy Stitches, he is out of the New Orleans area, and she had found this really fun, I think a kit. I don't know what the yarn was that was in it, but I like the little hedgehogs. It kind of reminds me of your card. Everybody has a hat. But it has this really cute little hedgehog.
And the hedgehog.
Zipper pull. Yeah, it might be a progress keeper.
I don't know, but it's pretty sturdy.
Yeah, I like it. So it's
That's
fun.
so cute. And look, the little hedgehogs here together. If you flip it over, they make a heart. Look at them.
Oh,
they're hugged up together. Aren't they cute?
It's cute. It's just like it's perfect little size. Couple balls of yarn. Anyway, this is about 30 grams of each color so far, and I need 50 grams of each color left to do the Harlow worsted hat to match. So, but she's a toddler, so I don't know how much longer do you need a cowl for a toddler.
Yeah, I don't.
Not a whole lot longer.
Not a whole lot longer.
I'll probably stop and then, because I want to make sure I have enough yarn to do the hat the way I want.
And that was from the brioche class that we took at YarnCom with
Ellen. Knit How.
Yeah. Ellen from Knit How. Yeah. She was good.
She was.
She was a good teacher.
Yes. In fact, I still find, I hear her voice when I dropped a stitch the other day.
Did you?
And I fixed it.
See, she
And I didn't
wanted
rip
to
out.
make sure we knew how to fix a drop stitch.
Yes.
So if you get a chance, if you're in the area, you look up and see on Yarncom's website if Ellen from Knit Howl is teaching, because she teaches some other things. She also has at Yarncom, she also has a SOS, or isn't that what it's called?
On Sundays you can come
SOS.
in. And I think I think she charges for an hour or 2 hours, but you can
To
sit
help
down
you fix
with
it.
anything.
Yeah.
Anything. It could be like a pattern that you're stuck
Well,
on,
yeah.
or a project, or like a mistake, or even I think she'll help you like get started.
And she's good. And she also has a website, right?
Yeah. We'll put that in the notes.
We'll put it in the notes. Okay.
The
Let me
baby
write down
blanket
what
that
we
I
put in the
mentioned
notes.
last week, the baby honey blanket, or 2 weeks ago, I have not knit on at all. But here, you saw the little progress that was happening on those guys. Here is where the real progress has happened, ladies and gentlemen. Last time we spoke, you saw the back of this sweater that was still spaghetti-y because I was picking up stitches. Not anymore.
Look at it.
And then look, I went ahead and knitted the other front. And yes, I did a 3-needle bind off
Check you out.
on the shoulders.
Look at that.
I did not like the way, I started it the way it was written, and she wanted you to have the right sides facing out and do your 3-needle bind off, but it made this ridge, and I didn't like it, so I flipped it inside out where the ridge is now.
Beautiful.
And
Lovely.
yeah, so I tried it on. I like the length. I like how big the armholes are. Just ignore a little, it's a little, I'm having a baby, so it's not gonna close all the way like I think I want it to.
But it
right
will
now.
once the baby.
It will, but it brings up the question of, since I didn't do these panels in moss stitch because the yarn made it too muddy, which, okay, by the way, I've never knit a drop shoulder sweater. This is gonna be super fun. I think it's gonna hang really cool. I like how the thing is happening here, up and over.
That's really nice.
See, you can't tell where I dropped my stitch anymore.
Why does your sweater look better than hers?
So, I like it a lot.
I wonder why yours looks better.
Well, I'm concerned.
It looks more structured.
I think it's because I don't have the...
I like that. I like the structure.
Well, we had talked about this, and
I think have to put this back on the needles.
I think I may end up... It doesn't call for... The pattern does not call for a button band. Like, you're just supposed to knit... These are just supposed to be that seed stitch panel.
Right.
And that's your button band. And
Then they
it's worn
flap in the
open.
wind.
Yeah. I might, though, just pick up and knit a little button band. I don't know. I'm going to block it first.
Well, you know what? I like that you went longer. Because I think that gives it a little more structure so that it's not up here flopping in the wind right underneath your bust.
Well, I'm a little busty and I'm a little tall. And I just can't get behind the cropped.
I'm trying.
Well, okay, I am tempted.
I want you to know I went to the Easter car show and I saw some things that I'm taking on a more positive fit vibe with my body. So
you have a body.
I'm
so
gonna.
you wear.
Yes,
You wear.
that's what you always say. I always say I'm waiting to
do.
get in my bikini body. You got a body, you got a bikini, you got a bikini body, and I'm beginning to adopt that.
Well, it's
I'm gonna let it all hang out this summer.
But okay, so this has been the problem I think for me with sweaters is like I'm with you. I say that and like in my head I'm like, yes. I have a body, I have a bikini, it is a bikini body. However, when I think about knitting things for myself, like I've had a really hard time putting in the amount of time, money, and effort that it's going to take to make a garment that is going to fit my body in a flattering way. Because I am
It does take. And you know
It's
something,
gonna
let me
take
tell
more
you
yarn.
something. It takes more yarn too.
it's
See?
gonna take more yarn.
Do
It's
you
gonna take
see?
more time.
Poor.
And like I said, the
And don't you
crop
hate
thing
it
is
when
not
you
for
like
me.
are just over into that other size? It's like I got about one more skein. Maybe if I lose 10 pounds.
But like, okay, so I've held off knitting things for so long for myself that are garments because of that reasoning. Like,
And we shouldn't be that way.
If I just lose 10 pounds, 5 pounds, 15 pounds after I have this baby, after I do this, whatever. And I just keep running into the idea. I'm like, you know what?
You should knit it for who you are right now and enjoy it and go with it. We shouldn't think that way.
There's a lot of shoulds in that statement. So
We shouldn't.
I'm currently, like, Korey encouraged me to finish that green sweater, the West Coast cardigan. And I finished it and I was like, you know, this is a great sweater and I'm going to wear it. And then it was like 80 degrees.
But you're going to be so happy.
I'm gonna love
as soon as it turns cold.
Yes.
You're going to be the only person like jumping for joy when you
know.
realize I can put on my sweater.
Well, that's how I feel about this. Like, I jumped in, I was like, you know what? That gave me the courage to do this. I was like, I have bought a ridiculous amount of sweater patterns. I have at least 4 or 5, maybe more, sweater quantities of yarn that I bought with the intention of making certain sweaters. And I have not done it for whatever reason. And so you know what? This is the year that we're going to do it. I'm having a baby. My body's already going crazy. We're going to knit some sweaters. And if they don't fit, we're going to rip them out and we're going to knit them again.
Now all we need is your husband to make a little noise in the kitchen. Every time I say we're knitting the stash, he makes a little noise. And he's like,
okay.
Sure you are.
But to be fair, like, we'll be married 10 years in July. And I have knitted our entire marriage. I learned how to knit in 2009. We started dating in 2006. So, like, to be fair, he knows. He knows.
Every time I'm over here and I say, we're knitting the stash, I hear a little noise. And he's like, what? Yes, what? Sure you are.
Well, and so, and I'm trying. And in fact, like, we're going to talk about this when we're talking about acquisitions and then plans, but like, I'm just putting it out there now. I'm knitting sweaters for me.
You should.
I am. Molly likes to say that. She likes to say, I am.
And you throw in Molly sweaters, because Molly sweaters are fast and cute.
And they're so fun.
They're cute.
And she gets so excited. I talk about a knit-worthy person.
She is.
She takes, sometimes when we're riding in the car, she has these, like, sleep sacks that she doesn't sleep in anymore, but she calls them her blankets. And they have zippers on them, like 2-way zippers. She holds the zippers up and has, like, both of the sleep sacks in her hands, by the zippers. I'm like, hey, Molly, what you doing back there? She's like, knitting a little bit. I'm like, oh, what are you knitting on? And she's like, a sweater like Mom. I'm like,
oh, I'm so happy.
Yes, you are. You're knitting on a sweater like Mom.
I'm so happy. See, I thought she was going to grow up to be a spinner or something.
You can spin if you want to. It's just not for us right now.
You know what? There's a lady at Knit Night that brings her tabletop spinner, and I go over there and I'm intrigued. I mean, I'm like awestruck and fascinated at how she does it. It's like magic, right?
It is.
And she's like, oh, but we have a class. YarnCom has a spinning class. Okay, but you know, I'm looking at it and I thought about it. I'm like, that seems like that might be another hobby and an investment. And I think you said,
and then you still gotta knit it.
Right? I think you said Jordan would be like, now you making yarn? It's okay to buy it, but now you're gonna start making it?
Yeah. Oh my God. Like, because I look at some of the stuff people do, I'm like, wow, that's gorgeous. And then what gets me is like, they'll spin it and then they'll knit this beautiful thing. And you're like, I want that. And you're like, I'm gonna have to learn how to spin. And then I'm like, somebody out there somewhere has made this yarn. And like I said before, I haven't knit sweaters anyway, so I don't know.
Yes, I gotta watch myself. Because I was talking about I wanted a loom, and you were like, what do you want that for? And I was like, I'm getting a loom. And I'm like, I'm gonna get a loom. And then they said $300 for what? For that?
Or a loom.
For that little loom? I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna put that hobby on hold.
So those are all our fantastic. So I need to pick up the sleeves on that and get going. Then I'll block it and I'll decide if I want to add a button band or not. But I'm doing that for the DRK March to May.
You gotta get
knit
going.
along.
Is it
all the way through the end of May?
Okay, you're on.
I'm doing great. And like the best part about it was like whips are welcome. And I think I cast that on Christmas Day.
You are definitely, you're on track then. I'm proud of you.
Okay, finished objects. Y'all, we're trying to keep this moving.
I know. My
We're doing good.
non-knitting
We're doing
friend.
good.
Oh, we're supposed to do sock blockers, although you don't have any blockers for this big old sock.
No.
Okay, so this is for my nephew's father-in-law, who is just like, I know, he's amazed at socks, that you would actually knit a sock. So I've knit him a pair of socks before, but as you know, I did my Hobby Lobby yarn haul and I got some Peyton's Korey, and so I knit him some socks. Now he wears a size 13, so it's going to be hard to get it all in frame.
Well, look,
but,
we can just look. I'll just scoot back. Look.
But there you go. And
These things, like, look.
so
look
I finished those.
Look, they're bigger than my head.
And they're nice and thick. I'm thinking he's gonna love them. I bet he's going to.
We were
love
talking
them.
about that the other day, about how the Patton's Korey does tend to be a little thicker, I think, than...
It knit up fast too. I started that one on April 3rd and finished that on April 9th.
It knit up fast. No, it does not knit up fast. Korey.
No, it knits up fast. I don't
but
knit
also
fast.
Korey, but
I was
she
off
spends
that
a lot,
week.
But you spend a lot of time knitting.
I was
too.
off that week too.
Yeah.
That was my birthday week. So
it's reasonable that these took 6 days.
Right. And my husband, I make him drive. So
Oh, okay.
right.
There it is.
Yeah. Wherever
and you
we
live
go,
far.
Wherever we go, it's like, okay, you drive.
You get 30, 45 minutes of knitting time.
Right. So these are like a size 13. I'm hoping he'll love them. I think he will,
course.
because he was just like intrigued that you could actually, he was mesmerized by you knitting socks the way I am about people spinning yarn. And he's just a great guy. He is a just fun, great guy. So I think he'll love those. I will probably give those to him. I'll probably see him for May. May is when all of his grandchildren seem to be born. And that's my great niece and great nephew. So I'll probably see him in May. And I'll give them to him.
These look great. Okay.
And then these are my oldest nephew. These are the socks that I made for him. And these are out of that lovely Marigold terracotta. Oh, feel them. I just want you to feel them. Marigold feels so fabulous. And the heels and toes are out of that wild foot again.
Foot, the black orchid.
Yeah, the black orchid wild foot. Those.
See, okay, these are also large. Korey's just whipping out men's socks like it's nobody's business.
Yeah, I think, but those took me a little longer. Those are a size 11 and a half, and I started those on March 26th and finished on April 3rd.
It's not bad. But yes, they're very dreamy.
And that was that broken rib pattern.
Oh, from Sensational Socks.
Yeah.
That we talked about last time. Look at that. Look how fun.
Yeah, isn't that, so they, and I'm pretty sure he'll like them because he requested that orange.
This is pretty. This is a pretty heel. Oh, look at her little garter. I don't know.
Oh, I get that little garter ridge on his.
On the heel.
I forgot on these to do that. I get going and I
forget.
forget.
See that in the black, but she's got a little garter ridge happening on the edge of the heel flap. Like, how fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those are my little, I think that's all I got.
Yeah.
I think that's all I got.
I don't have anything finished.
But you know, you'll see a lot of socks. I'm sorry. I'll try to get a sweater or something on. But I'm really still trying to knit through the sock yarn stash.
Well, because sock yarn is one of the easiest things to buy whenever you're like somewhere and you want to buy yarn. And I think because like it's one skein and you know, it's usually reasonably priced. I feel like for the amount of yardage you're gonna get, you know, like it's 400 plus yards per 100 gram ball. So you're like, oh yeah, well, if all else fails, this is a pair of socks, you know, like you don't have to think, it's not as big of an investment as like say a sweater
right.
Or maybe a shawl, like a bigger piece. I mean, I think even sometimes hats, like sometimes hats are more than a skein. depending on what you're doing.
And you know, it's easy to pick it up and like it and knit it. And then the little organza bag. I had made a hat for Gayla's dad, and I had her take it over to him because I noticed he had a little bald head. He needed a little hat. And I put it in a plastic Ziploc bag, and she's like, now the craftsmanship is lovely on this artisan crafted, handmade object. She's like, but the presentation is lacking, okay? So she's like, I'm going to go ahead and help you. And she took it out and put it in something else. So I said, you know what? So I went on Amazon and bought some little organza bags. You get like 100 of them for, what, $15, I think. So I now put everything in one of these. And she's like, that's much better, which I appreciate that a non-knitter called my object artisan crafted, handmade, because you know.
Well, but Gayla is so crafty. Like she does flowers, and she's got a great eye for stuff, and like she understands the amount of time and effort that goes into this. So
yeah, I just thought that was funny. I was like, thank you for it, because sometimes people think that these are homemade. They're not homemade. Handmade.
Hand knit, whatever you want to call
right.
it. Okay. All right, acquisitions. So, other than, okay, Korey's going, she showed you her.
Birthday. Oh, I did buy something from her, girl.
This was it. This is I have 2 acquisitions. This is that mustache she was talking about, because she so generously gifted people presents on her birthday. I'm going to let that sink in for a minute.
It was fun. Because I want to.
Yep.
It was fun.
Yep.
I made stitch markers for the knit crew.
Oh, she did. She was so.
I had a lot of fun with that.
You did.
I love that whenever I give you stuff, you go, I can tell you had fun. Yes, I had fun.
Okay, but what's the point in getting people stuff if you don't enjoy the process? Like, I enjoy giving gifts for that reason. Like, if I don't give you a gift, or if I give you something that doesn't feel thought out, it's because I didn't think about it. But if I give you something that I'm really excited about, it's because I had fun picking it out.
Yeah. So I had fun. Okay, so I did purchase Honey Girl Farms. She's local to Missouri. I forget what part of Missouri.
I think
Girard.
I was
Girard,
gonna say, it starts with
Missouri?
a G. I was gonna say Gildan, but that's not right. Girard sounds right.
I saw this. This comes from her Nutcracker collection, and I think Josie may have.
Yeah.
I think Josie of Josie's knitting journey. She has a podcast.
Yeah,
she was
name.
doing
It's
something.
The Nitty Gritty.
Is it the Nitty Gritty?
The Nitty Gritty with Josie. She
But-
just did her second episode. You guys should go watch. She's working on some really fun socks out of this.
This here is 75% merino and 25% mulberry silk.
Ooh.
And it's dresses and parties. The skein,
the Nutcracker.
the skein split or something. So I was gonna do heels, toes, and cuffs, but then I decided, I kind of like this just for me, and I think I will actually do a pair of socks out of this because I like this color for
With
me.
the silk?
Yes.
Okay.
And do heels, toes, and cuffs with something sturdier. I don't know. I might do a hat.
That with the silk, I bet you get a really great drape.
I bet I'd get a really good sock head hat, wouldn't I?
Oh yeah, or like
Okay.
even something with like, cause that color is like not busy enough that you could do some like fun cables or like twisted stitches or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this for me.
Yeah.
But it is it's Honey Girl Farms, and what is she at?
She's at
WW Sheep and Honey.
.com. She works at YarnCom on Fridays. Check her out on Instagram. I think it's Honey Girl Farms. She, it's so funny. I didn't know she had a Nutcracker collection until I was watching Josie's podcast the other day. And she has 2 different things going on from that. But when I was a kid, I danced in the Nutcracker ballet.
Did you?
And like, it is just, the Nutcracker is such a fun part of Christmas for me. Like, even now, if I get an opportunity to see the ballet,
Really?
I love to go. In fact, a couple years ago, I dragged my husband and my father-in-law to the Two Hill Center at UMSL at
that's
University
so
of Missouri
funny.
St. Louis because a dance
Did they
company.
enjoy it?
I don't care.
It didn't matter. You did.
I loved every minute of it, and I'm like, I want to take Molly, but I don't know that she's old enough to sit for it yet. And then this past Christmas, I couldn't quite work out with the schedule of like getting to get away to go do that. But like, it is one of the things I absolutely love about the Christmas season. Okay, acquisitions. So I told you guys last time about how Susan B. Anderson got me with her Story Mouse kit.
Is that what that is? I've been looking at those bags.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I told you I bought two, one in each one. So look how darling. It comes in this cute
darling.
Barrett Wool Co. bag and like the little Story Mouse kit.
That is so adorable.
So you're gonna take that one out. I got.
Oh, look at all of this stuff here.
Came with a pattern download, so I downloaded the pattern, but it comes with like, one kit has the gray mouse color and the other one is like this white mouse color.
There is the mouse color.
Yeah, so here's the mice color. Molly doesn't understand that mice is plural for mouse, so whenever I read stuff and I have to say mouses or mice, and then she's like, oh.
Girl, a lot of adults don't understand that.
So here are the mouses colors. And then the purples for, I don't know, pants, whatever, clothes.
So cute.
Then there's like these reds. This is more pinky.
So cute.
I know. As soon as it came the other day, I ripped it open. Jordan was like, okay. And then another pink. And I think these are for accents on my friends. Is that what,
for like the little nose?
I think so. And then it came, she's got your safety eyes. And then the little embroidery thread for their faces. And then the little scarf. So, needless to say, I am going to, we talked a little bit about.
Where's this one safety eyes?
I put them all in one bag.
Oh.
And okay, don't quote me. I think these are correct on the kitting, but I pulled them all out and then Molly wanted to walk around with all of them. So I don't know if they all went back together the right way, but
look at that. So it is this.
He's gonna be so cute. What got me was when she put the hat on and pulled the ears through.
That's so cute.
So anyway, these will, once I finish something, anything, I will wind this yarn and get going. Because I think this will be really fun. I think she'll really like it.
That is adorable.
Yeah.
Adorable.
So thank you, Susan B. Anderson.
Adorable.
For just, breaking the yarn diet of knitting from Stash. Appreciate it.
Oh, it's all you.
Okay.
I got nothing.
Acquisitions? And then, plans. Those are acquisitions. Plans. So, with Korey's birthday yarn, because it's a perfect match set, like the must match, I think I'm going to stick with socks. And I like the way that her stuff knits as socks. Mm-hmm. But heels, toes, and cuffs.
Look at that.
I found this in my stash. It's from Two Gray Dog Designs.
Look at that.
70% merino, 30% silk. It's only 95 grams, 420 yards. The colorway's name is At the Fair Lemonade. And I found this when I went to Vogue Knitting Live a while ago, 2014 or 15. 14, I think. I bought two skeins. One was this and one was called Orange at Sea, and it's like gray with like pops of like yellow and orange in it. It's really cool. I knit a shawl out of that already. But this one has been living up there for a while, and I saw it the other day and I was like, with all the little kind of fun bits in there, but with the really bright yellow, I think it'd be a really fun contrast to my gray rainbow.
I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do with the gray rainbow.
Yeah.
I'll think some more on it.
Well, I know, especially since we just kicked out your pink one.
Oh, yeah. But I may buy, you know what? I think Wildfoot has a pink. I may buy some
Buy some
Wildfoot pink.
Yeah.
Well, I did have an acquisition. Oh, see, I forgot.
Okay, now put it in there.
Aside.
We're going to talk about that, and then I'm going to tell you about my next plan. Oh, we haven't even talked about favorite tips.
Oh, wait. Okay.
We'll just do one favorite tip at the end.
We're going to do this big. Okay, so your mama, Jimmy, had some Peyton's Korey that she gave me. So I'm going to do some socks with this. Once again, this is one of those things where you can buy all the luxury sock yarn you want, but the bottom line is Peyton's Korey is a very, very sturdy sock yarn, and it's fun to knit with.
What's that one called? Blue striped rag.
Yep, blue striped rag.
This will be fun.
Yep.
I like that.
So that's my upcoming plan that I plan to do. I'll probably knock those out in the next couple of weeks. Okay. Well, I don't think I have anything.
Okay, I do have one more thing. We're going to talk about this tip, but I want to talk about one more plan. And so, in the spirit of knitting sweaters, I have spent a decent amount of time in my stash recently.
What is this loveliness?
So here's the cute bag that Korey gave us for her birthday. For her birthday. It says, "Creative is a way of life." And I was like, yes, it is. So anyway.
Man, that's you.
I went into my stash because I'm like, you know what? I want to knit the So Faded pullover by Andrea Mowry. And, well, I thought I wanted to knit the Comfort Bag Cardi, but that's in DK weight. And I don't want to, but this, okay.
We're fading again.
Girl, this is 5 skeins of sock yarn. Do you see all the sock yarn up there that needs a home?
I do have, I'll show it next time. I do have some Lolo Did It. That Lolo actually dyed up a skein for me so I could do my Find Your Fade. So I do have a sock, more than a sweater quantity of fade.
See, if maybe you knit a pullover.
Maybe I'll knit a pullover.
That doesn't sound convincing. You know what you could do? Knit a pullover from that you like and just fade it in using her notes.
I could do that.
But like, since you're not always crazy about the numbers and stuff.
You know what? I'll show it next time, and you all can come up with what should I do with this because the yarn's fat. But back to you. Show me this.
So anyway, I have this. It is some Sweet Georgia Tough Love sock.
I love Sweet Georgia.
In tourmaline. Okay.
I love Sweet Georgia.
It's from Knittin' Pretty. Don't know where that is. Don't remember when I bought it, but I bought it at Knittin' Pretty.
Isn't that a lovely color?
It's a little bit more green than it's showing up on there.
But I don't know. Green is
There's
popping
some green
out.
in there. Okay, so I'm thinking start up here with that. Next, you go to this. It's my Honey Girl Farms.
Honey Girl Farms.
And we bought at the Strange Folk Festival in 2017.
I love how you remember when we bought it.
Girl, I did some good.
Girl, all I can remember is her parents were there.
Yes.
And you never saw parents beaming with so much pride in all your life.
Yes. So this one is it's her pure sock, 100% merino. And this one's called Raw Turquoise. Like, doesn't that just scream Raw Turquoise?
That goes really well with that, too.
Okay, so you start here, go here. Okay, next. This is where I'm at a weird point. Because this is kind of solidish. This is going to be wild. I'm going to need a kind of solidish. Okay. I'm thinking like this goldy color next. I don't have it. I have it, but it's not right. So then after that, I'm going to do this one. And because it's like this, it's called, okay, this is Lost City Knits, Pathways Sock, also 100% merino. And it's called AGAU for silver and gold.
Why does that seem like that's a heavy, that's going to be
a
more
little
of a
heavier
heavy fingering?
It is, because it's 110 grams, 385 yards.
Okay.
This has been in my stash for a while. I don't remember when I bought it.
It's gorgeous.
At this point. You could look in my Ravelry, it'll tell you. But this, I need a transition, like a more solid yellow between these, I think.
Okay.
But I'm going to have to swatch to find out. Then I can end with either this gray, which is Dreamin' Colors Smooshy Cashmere. Smooshy with cashmere in the Worn Nickel colorway. Or
I like that.
this one was Diabolical Yarns, which is the tenacious.
Is Diabolical still dying?
She's not dying anymore.
Why not?
I think she took some time off. I think she was working on other stuff.
Okay.
Tenacious Tinsel Sock Yarn, Merino Nylon Tinsel. This is also a little heavier, 100 grams, 380 yards. But, or this. But, okay. I don't think that plays together as nicely
I like that.
as that. But like I said, I think I need a yellow in there, like a tonal yellow.
I like that. And I'm sure if you really, really stash dive, you'll find at least 6 more skeins of tonal yellow in there.
Okay, I have some tonal yellow. It's the Malabrigo sock, the ochre or frank ochre colorway.
No, you did.
But it is a sweater's quantity because I'm gonna knit the
leave
woolen
it.
honey sweater, also named the Maori pattern.
Oh yes, that woolen honey is nice.
I'm gonna knit that one out of that, and I think it'd be beautiful. So I think I'm gonna go to YarnCom in the next couple of weeks and find that. But if I can't find it there, I guess I'll have to go to the. Well, I want to try also Seven Sisters.
Well, yeah, and you know,
and the Bee Place.
Don't leave out. We got a whole fiber festival.
Oh yeah, we have the
Leading Men Fiber Arts will be there. You know, my plan is to purchase from Leading Men Fiber Arts for the sock arm sweater because I have the stripy arms. I need the body, so I'm gonna get that from Leading Men Fiber Arts during.
So
the
this
festival.
is I just need one more color to do it, but what I really want to do first. I'm going to wind it off because that's really fun. I love that. She's like, I love winding yarn. It's a way to get acquainted with it before you ever knit it.
All of the people say that, you should take note as you're winding the yarn, how bouncy it is, and it allows you to get acquainted with the yarn before you start knitting. I'm like, can you just get it into a cake so I can go?
She just wants to knit. I like the process. I like that feeling. I like pulling it apart and seeing what's inside. I love watching the ball come together. And then I'm going to swatch with it because I want to see what it's going to look like. Well, I'll just do swatches of each one.
Okay.
Because I want to be able to see like what they're going to read like. Because like this one, I think it's going to be pretty splotchy. But it looks like mostly yellow, right? With just a touch of this silver.
Yeah, you just never know how.
And so I don't know how often these silver pops are going to pop up. And of course it'll be different in the sweater because the circumference will be much bigger.
That might make me nervous.
But that's what I mean. Like I want to know what that's going to look like. What this is going to like. How does all this play together? Where does the green pop out of here?
Yeah.
And then I think this is pretty self-explanatory, but like, what if it's not? So,
but look at that, isn't that lovely?
I know. So I have to swatch it before I can make it into a sweater. Because if I swatch it and I don't like it, then we'll go back to the stash.
Oh, it's so pretty.
I know.
Oh, it's so pretty.
So that's my plan. Okay, last thing before we tell you to like, subscribe, all that business.
Okay. Well, while she's putting this away, hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Did I say everything?
Yes. But I'm also not winding and doing all this until after I finish my sweater because otherwise I'll get sidetracked and I'll never finish my sweater. And the whole point is to finish sweaters. I'll wind that later. Okay. Favorite. I've said this like 3 times. I wanted to talk about some favorite things. And like, literally, I was like, we haven't talked about this, and it's in every single one of our projects.
Right. Mm-hmm.
When I took a class at Yarniverse in Memphis, beginning of my knitting journey, it was a 1-day sock class. It was super fun. You knit this little sample sock, which like, essentially you knit a cuff, you knit a heel flap, you turn it, you pick up your gusset, and you knit your toe. So you knit all of
A little sock.
that doesn't fit anyone, and it looks wacky. But like you knit all of the important things that you need to know how to knit a sock.
I know.
in one day.
But I think I've heard of that before. I think people put a drawstring on it and make a little pouch out of it sometimes.
Well, I was like, maybe I can knit 2 and make, I'm like, no, the proportions are too weird. Anyway, at that class, my mom and I took it together. The gal who was running it was like, okay, here's a fun knit hack. You can use these little bread ties to tie up your cast on. When you do a long tail cast on, or any sort of long tail cast on, like the long tail cast on or the German twisted cast on, you have that extra yarn.
Right. I should be better at this. I should have much less because I've done a million socks. You would think that I would measure how much I need for the cast on, and I would have it down to just leave it enough to
weave it in.
I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna measure
maybe that's
how much I have, and then I'm gonna perfect that.
I am not good at that. Look at that little hunk. Yeah. But in an effort to like not pick up and knit with your tail, because it was kind of a beginner-ish class, she was like, use these bread ties. And she like gave everybody like 1 or 2 because she didn't want to totally deplete her stash. But I was like, from that moment on, anytime I saw a bread tie, I collected it. And so like, it's kind of funny, like in our house right now, we have this shop class that lives on the counter.
And it's funny.
It's packed with bread ties.
But you see, anytime there's a bread tie, like my husband eats bread, I really don't. And he'll even say to me, this is a purple one.
Yeah. This one. And
like
or you
I
get
gotta
like
have
the
it.
big ones, you know, for like chunkier yarns. But I just remember, so.
But look how happy, and I just told him, we went to Costco and I said, this big chunky one came off those apples.
Yeah. or the giant 8-pound bag of oranges that you had to have. Yeah.
But look, I have one in my little notions thing. And of course, it's my favorite color, Marigold, terracotta. And I was like, that's too much to throw away. So I just have it in here and I look at it and it makes me happy.
Yeah. But like, it's funny, I have a bunch of these that live in my little, in different notion bags. I'll have a few in the bottom of project bags. They're great for ends, even ends like in the middle of projects. But I was working at Starbucks right after we got married. We had moved around a bit, and I was on my bread tie mission still then, and we would every day, like I opened a lot, so we would get like 3 bags of bagels, plain bagels, and the everything bagels and some other kind, I don't know, but they always came with bread ties. And so like the part
you taught me that trick.
Part of the thing was like whenever you open, like we didn't save things to the next day, you just left the bag open. So I would like snag all the bread ties, stuck them in my pocket, and then leave it all open. So I had like a ridiculous amount of bread ties for a long time, and like we still have a ridiculous amount of bread ties. I'm like, maybe I should take these up to the shop though, up to Yarn Common.
Well, you remember
just leave them on
when
the
we
table.
used to knit on Thursday nights, and you remember there was the one young lady there, and her husband started taking up knitting. But remember, he was some type of IT engineer, and you sat there and watched him keep undoing their long tail cast on, and you're like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm trying to do it so I don't have that much of a tail, because if I had that much of a tail, it will annoy me. And you went in your bag and you got that tied while he was sitting there talking to somebody else, and you did this whole thing and tied it up. When he looked back, he's like, what? You're like, see, now you don't have that tail. Now you can go ahead and start knitting.
Well, it's so funny because like I made sure I put it on these because this one was really long for some reason. But like, I don't have it on these. And it annoys me because sometimes my yarn will get, working yarn will get caught up in it. Which that's the other benefit is, if you can literally wrap it up tight enough and just like, you could actually pop it onto your project.
Oh, that is so cute. I didn't know that.
Without it bothering you. And then it's not hanging.
You are so smart. See, you taught me about the bread ties. You didn't teach me that trick.
I feel like it's a recent development.
Oh, that is so cool.
And it doesn't hang.
Oh, you are the smartest. You are my smartest knitting friend.
So anyway.
Oh, look at that. Now it doesn't hang.
Save your bread ties. Save your sanity.
There you go. Now it doesn't hang. It popped right on.
I know, and it pops right off. You know,
That
and
is
it
so
won't pull your
cool.
stuff.
I'm so excited now.
But like if you're doing color work, and you need the ends, and you have ends places, you know, or if you have a longer end or whatever.
Well, you know, I don't think I ever said anything, but I had lost my sock knitting mojo, and I switched out my sock knitting bag, and our friend Tammy was experimenting with this particular style of bag, which I thought was great because it's just like perfect. I walk around the store with it on my arm. It's perfect. It sits open like a bucket, and I switched out my sock bag, and yeah, and she put these fancy pockets. I mean, let me tell you how well made it is. She's got all kinds of fancy pockets, place to hold your stitch markers, and it's just in a zipper. And so I switched it out and I made this my sock bag. And when I say that, I mean it has everything that I like to have to knit my socks. So I don't think I ever said it, but you know, once again, Yarn Com. If you want a bag, buy Tammy. Call Heather Swan at Yarn Com, see what she has in, or tell her what you want, and she'll have Tammy make it. But thank you, Tammy.
She does Bailey's bags.
Yes.
After her sweet puppy.
Yes.
Dog.
So that brought back my sock knitting mojo, having a new bag, switching everything out, and I just always have a pair of socks in here, and I grab it and go.
That's what you need.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Well,
look, I'm gonna do it right now. That's it. Those were all our notes. Can you believe literally this is our notes, y'all? One page, and we talked that long.
I know. I can't wait for feedback from my friend who does not knit. She knows how, but I can't wait for my feedback. I gotta make sure. Did I look at the camera?
Yeah, you got it. Okay, like, subscribe, share,
comment.
Yes.
Yes.
You can find us on Ravelry. I'm KnittinJenna. She is Korhay. We also have a Ravelry group.
Do we?
We do.
Oh,
I haven't done anything with it yet.
You've been busy.
It exists. You can Google
that's
it.
exciting.
Or you can Ravelry it. And then we're also on Instagram. I'm going to try and post some of our finished stuff up there.
Okay.
Because, you know, we're not editing.
Yeah, we're not editing. As a matter of fact, I'll take some pictures of the finished stuff.
You're so thoughtful.
Mm-hmm. We're not editing. Thank you. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for telling your friends. Thank you very much. We do appreciate it. It's so cool to see that people actually watched us.
I know. It's fun. It's really fun.
Thank you very much.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.